Okay, so here we are with Julie, one of my homeless friends, and recently she was put in jail, and she's going to explain a little bit about what happened. But I guess the first question is, where were you when the police came and decided to, I guess, detain you? Maybe you can step up closer to the...
We had been staying over on Lincoln Avenue and Beach Boulevard at the it's a closed down Goodwill's, and it's actually we're out on the public sidewalk. All right, and they have like a little ledge there that extends from their property, and that's actually part of their property, but we'll sit down there or even lay down and go to sleep there when we have to, And so I was sitting there writing a letter to my attorney, actually, and for my disability, and they pulled up and on the street, and usually they go behind you, when they pull up into the parking lot, and he pulls up, and he knows me from years ago, when they stopped us and stuff, and every time he gets out of his car, he goes, because my mom passed away, he goes, "Oh, aren't you the one that said that if you got a check for inheritance from your mom, you'd get your family off the street?" And I go, "Well, yeah, of course I would. In other words, I wouldn't screw off the money. I'd apply it to whatever I needed to secure my family again, And well, that didn't happen because in this settling her estate, it is where they have to pay my debts off. So I have like 4 debts left, and so they're intercepting all the payments. Well, so I wasn't able to get my family off the street and needed help from them, and they came out here and offered the help, but we were over there, and like I said, I was writing a letter, and he pulls up and he says that about my mom. I go, "What are you talking about?" I go, "So why are you here?" And he goes, "Why don't you get down here on the public sidewalk?" I go, "Okay." So I do, and he goes, "Turn around." And I go, "What for?" He goes, "You're illegally camping here." And I go, "All this stuff I have here is we're waiting on a housing voucher that we got selected for. We got selected off the Anaheim Housing Authority's wait list for the Section 8 voucher. So, and it's been 6 months, and we've been waiting for them to issue the voucher to us. Okay, so I've already qualified, even though they say that you haven't qualified yet. The computer selected you, so I've qualified with the computer. And that's all that matters to me, because it's not biased. It's not prejudiced in its selection. It just selects. So I trust in that, and so we've been waiting for the final appointment. And I told the cop, I go, I would buy Tupperware tubs that had wheels on them at the Walmart inside, right next door to us. And $20, I'd pay $20 for a Tupperware thing. And we went and we did our laundry, got it all clean. I was getting ready to, like, when we move into a place. So my daughter would have everything, we'd have everything, and we wouldn't be sitting there with nothing. So I was buying like hygiene stuff, bathroom, all kinds of essentials that you need when you're moving. And my daughter went and got a storage, and so we're putting them on the side of the street, where she could come by in her car and just pick them up, throw them in her car, and take them to the storage. So they wouldn't be out in public.
So the cop comes and all your stuff's on the sidewalk.
But it's packed in. In these Tupperware storage containers.
Now, do you have the officer's name?
You know what? I never get his name. But it's the same. It's the same one. It's they're like a team or whatever, and
don't worry about that. That's okay.
4 of them, But he always comes up. I think he's more like from code enforcement. He's a code enforcement police officer, I think. I'm not sure though. But he comes up and he's like, so he's trying to take me into custody. He goes, "I'm gonna detain you right now," and so then he searches me. Drops down my pockets, takes everything. He's taking everything out of my pockets, okay, which was my money for my daughter. All right. And and he's putting it over to the side, and he takes out of both pockets and he puts them in separate piles, okay? And I'm sitting there I have my hands behind my back, and he's putting the handcuffs on. And he goes to his partner, he goes, "I'm going to put her in the car." Okay? And so he puts me in the car.
And let me ask you this, what day and what time about was it?
I want to say we had to wait over the weekend, so it was Thursday or Friday, and it was about I'd say about 11 o'clock.
Okay.
You know, something like that.
Mhm.
And
A.M.
A.M.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it was like just like starting to be afternoon, going
Yeah.
into the afternoon.
Okay.
But and so he takes me from the street. He has me in the car now,
Mhm.
and he takes me from the street, and he comes around and he pulls up onto the property,
Mhm.
and he pulls underneath the tree and he goes, "Here, now you can get shade, because I'm not supposed to be out in the sun." That's how well this cop knows me.
Yeah.
Because he knows that about my mother
Yeah.
and the inheritance, and he knows about
Skin condition.
my skin condition.
Yeah.
And so he goes, "Here, you can be in the shade." And I go, "Okay, cool."
Yeah. And can you explain what your skin condition is?
I'm
Real
allergic
quick?
to the sun. If I'm in direct sunlight,
Yeah.
and then I'll get like I'll break out with like they're not pimples, they're
Yeah.
blisters. They're
Yeah.
like blisters, and they'll break open and cause lesions, and then it goes away, you know. But if it gets infected by if I'm around a lot of dirt and stuff, then I'm like
be real
pretty
bad.
messed up.
Yeah.
And I have some photos of how being in the sun that I was in, even being over there and having the shade of the tree, them moving me and making me go out and walk all day, and you know, because when they tell you to move, they're telling you you can't go across the street here, you can't go there, you can't go anywhere, or we're going to mess with you. And so they want us to go to another city, and I'm the one that's homeless, all right, and I know where you know how they say, oh, you lost your ass or whatever, you know, you need to find where you lost your ass at. Well, I'm sitting where I lost my ass at. Okay?
Yeah. Now, sorry, just to kind of get back to, so did they actually take you to jail then?
Yes. The chief of police, he came over and read me my Miranda rights and said that he had been having somebody watch us, and he goes, what do you think about that? And I go, well, whatever he's telling you, I go, he either needs to get another pair of glasses, or you need to get somebody else and have him sit right down next to me, you know, and they can really tell what I'm doing and not doing. Okay?
Yeah.
And so they apparently they pulled over another lady and her daughter, and the lady or the daughter or both got into trouble for having controlled substance on them. And I was told that she said that. So I don't even know if it's the truth or not, whether she really said that or not. But she said that I sold her dope. All right, I didn't even have contact with this lady. She was at all times, since she came onto the public sidewalk, at all times she was 20 feet away from me. I was sitting down writing a letter the whole time, minding my business.
So you were accused of selling drugs by someone that you don't know, and the cops took that and used it as a charge against you.
Right, and I had taken my hands and I had an ice chest that the ice had melted, and it was nothing but water.
Yeah.
And I went to get her 2 Sprites because it was getting kind of hot out. All right, and so my hands got soaking wet. And so when the cop asked me if I was the one that sold her dope, I told him no. I go, and the way you know is because my hands were sopping wet. If I sold her dope, it would have dissolved.
Yeah.
Okay. And I mean, I was being totally honest with him.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And I go, I never even had contact with her.
Yeah.
And you guys haven't found anything here on us or in our property.
Yeah.
And they ripped up the whole, I mean, they tore it apart.
Wow.
They tore my stuff apart, okay?
Wow.
And, you know, now it's over in police hold, all right?
Yeah.
They took my money that I left for my daughter,
Yeah.
all right, because my daughter was going to come up here.
Yeah.
So she would have had money and everything. You know, she was out here by herself.
Yeah.
She's an adult, but, you know, I'm pretty, I keep a short chain on her just because I like having her around, you know? And so, but they totally like hit us sideways. It was like they didn't find anything.
Yeah.
We didn't have anything.
Yeah.
I was writing a letter.
Yeah.
You know, Robin was sweeping.
Yeah.
Cleaning the area.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they detained me first and detained her second, and then they took the dog from us and they took her out to where the blimp hangar is. Okay, there's a new animal shelter there.
Yeah.
And it ended up costing us $300 when we got released. It was like, you know, we were lucky that that's all it cost.
So when you got to jail, tell me what happened.
When we got to jail, they held us at Anaheim for till like in the middle of the night, and then they transported us over to the main. And we went through the loop, went through booking and everything, changing clothes and all that, and everything was cool. You know, I mean, as far as that goes, you know, I mean, you make do. And they got us housed, and they housed us separately because she had a broken arm at the time, and she had that cast on her. And so they housed her like in medical or whatever. And I didn't know this. I didn't know where they were housing her at or anything. And so when it came, we had to stay there over the weekend. We didn't go to court until the Monday, and they said we had court. We went to CJ1, that's the courthouse inside the jail. And so we go there, and that's when the public defender, he goes, does anybody have any questions? He came down to the holding tanks, and I go, yeah. I go, I want you to run, you know, my friend's name and my name and see what the charges are against us. Okay, because when we went through booking, we had to sign a charge that was for possession with intent to sell. Well, I've never sold nobody nothing, and I wasn't in possession of anything. All right, and I had like 4 marijuana roaches on me in my pocket, and when he searched my pockets, okay, and he's a male and I'm a female, all right, and he's searching, going in my pockets, all right, and he goes, will I find anything in there? And I go, yeah, you'll find, you know, you'll find a couple roaches or whatever. And I medically use them anyways. It's totally legal. He goes, no. He goes, you can't have marijuana in public. He goes, it's illegal. I go, well, that don't make any sense, because when you go buy it at a dispensary, you have to go out to your car. You have to, you know, you can't tell me that for the minute it's inside that it's legal and you can sell it, but I can't then hold it or possess it. And I have it on me to keep it out of the reach of children, to keep it, you know, so nobody gets, you know, hurt by it or anything. And you know, it's like, so I was just like, what? And he goes, yeah. He goes, you can't have it out in public. I go, yeah, I can. I go, it's legal, and you know, I have it F on it. They didn't even charge me with it, even though it was illegal to have it.
And then they came and they basically told you. Tell me the situation where they came back and told you that basically they shouldn't have you in custody. Like, can you explain?
That's the public defender. He goes, when I asked him to run my friend's name, he came back and he was like huffing and puffing like he was out of air, like he was hurrying. You know? And he goes, she shouldn't even be in custody. And I go, what do you mean? He goes, she's here on an infraction, and she shouldn't even be here right now, you know? And I go, well, if she isn't, then I shouldn't be, and my dog shouldn't be out of the book hanger, you know? And so he runs my name. He comes back and he goes, you have 13 warrants out. And I go, no. I go, I don't have, that's not me. And I go, what court is it from? And he goes, West Court. And I go, look, I'm in the only area that I'm in. I would be going to North Court or CJ1, all right, or Central Court. I go to Central Court there, and I go to North Court all my life, 30 years, all right. I've been going to the main jail since 1981, all right, 1980. You know, they probably even have my booking number from back then. So, you know, it's like I know where I go and where I don't go. And I've never been to West Court in my life, all right? And so he goes, well, let me run your name again. I go, all right. And he comes back, he goes, there's nothing filed on you. I go, what do you mean? He goes, we have to wait all day to see if they file anything. He goes, but right at this point in time, and that was right at lunchtime, right when you get in the holding tank. And I go, so I have to wait down here all day till 5 o'clock to see if they file. And he goes, yeah, pretty much. And then like 15 minutes later, the guy, the bailiff or deputy or whatever came, and he called everybody's name out to go back upstairs, you know, to the tanks. And I go, he calls my name, and I go, oh, wow. And I'm thinking to myself, I haven't even seen a judge yet. You know, and I go, if I go and don't say anything, then, you know, maybe I should be seeing a judge and they just don't realize it, or there's been an error or something, you know. But I didn't. I held my tongue, and I go, to myself, just don't say anything. Let them do whatever they're doing, you know. And I got back upstairs. I had time to call my daughter and let my daughter know. I hadn't spoken to my daughter all weekend because I didn't have money on her phone to accept the collect phone call. So all weekend, and I usually talk to my daughter every day, at least once a day, you know. And so I call her and I tell her, I go, I don't know what's going on. I go, but I think, you know, we're going to be released. I go, at least Robin will be released, you know. I go, I'm not sure whether I'm going to be or not. And so we hung up, and 10 minutes later, they told me to roll it up.
Wow.
So I rolled it up, man. I didn't break my ass. I pretty much did break my ass getting out of there, you know, because it was like we hadn't done anything. I was sitting writing a letter. And
what was the paper they had you sign?
Certificate of release.
Huh.
It means two superior officers, the arresting officers, superior officers, two of them had to sign to attest to the fact that there wasn't any evidence to bring us up on charges. Because we didn't even see a judge.
Do you have that paper with you?
I think I did. I'm pretty sure I did.
I've never seen one of them, I don't think.
It was good for us because it shows where we were at. That's the receipt I was talking about. Remember I was talking about that when you go to jail or the hospital?
Yeah.
Because my daughter asked for a receipt before we got kicked out of the shelter. And that was the reason we got kicked out. And this is a certificate of release.
Wow.
All right.
Interesting.
And that shows that we were there from that date forward to the date of release. That they're attesting to our whereabouts, and they're attesting to the fact at the bottom. It says.
So it says you're arrested on October 31st.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. October.
Then you're
31st.
released November 4th.
Yeah. And we still haven't recovered from that. They took all our clothing, everything we own, everything down to our money, down to a picture of my granddaughter. That is irreplaceable. That is irreplaceable. And so it's like, and then the inconvenience of going, you know, having to go the distance that we had to go to get our dog back out, the money, the financial loss, and all because one lady said that we did something we didn't do. Yeah. And you know, they didn't arrest her. They arrested us, and I don't have any of that on my record at all. I've never been accused of that.
Let me read this real quick. It says, Penal Code Section 849 provides in part, when an arrest is made without a warrant by a peace officer or private person, the person arrested, if not otherwise released, shall, without unnecessary delay, be taken before the nearest or most accessible magistrate in the county in which the offense is triable, and a complaint stating the charge against the arrested person shall be laid before such magistrate.
It was before the magistrate, and the magistrate wouldn't even bring it into his court.
Yeah. And it says the superior officers are attesting to it with their signature that it wasn't even wasn't even a wall wobbler or whatever you want to say. Yeah, not even close.
It's not even close. It was a no bueno.
No evidence.
No bueno.
Nothing.
You know.
Yeah.
And you know, it's like my daughter. You know, I don't leave my daughter out here like that. You know, and I couldn't even contact her to tell her where I was at. Nothing.
Do you know what the releasing officer's name was?
I don't know what any of the officers' names were, to tell you the truth.
Okay.
You know, but I wish I did, because let me tell you, you know, they know my name, and they know a lot about me because they know about my mother and everything. And I don't even think that's right with the cop getting out and saying that, you know, he needs to get my mom's name out of his mouth. You know? And that's no lie.
Wow.
But this, it says down at the bottom, in any case in which a person is arrested and released and no accusatory pleading is filed charging him with an offense or her, the person shall be issued a certificate by the law enforcement agency which arrested him or her, describing the action as a detention. So what he said when he first put the handcuffs on me and put me in the car, he was detaining me. Yeah. That's what they meant. They were detaining me. Yeah. All right. And so.
And that's unlawful if there's no probable cause for the detention.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And especially
their probable cause was the lady.
Yeah, accusing
me. But he goes.
No evidence though.
What do you have to say about the lady saying that? And I go, why is she saying that to you? I go, you can fit your mouth to say anything.
Yeah.
If I want you to
Yeah.
feel a certain way, I'm going to say whatever it is that I need to say to make you feel good.
Yeah.
You know, so I won't get, and she didn't. She didn't get arrested.
Wow.
To my knowledge, she did not get arrested when the cop came. He's the chief of police. All
Yeah.
right? And he came, he was wearing a uniform that said chief of police.
Mm-hmm.
And he came back, and that's when they go, you guys, I thought I told you guys couldn't be here. All right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can't be nowhere around here. And I was on the public sidewalk, and I go, listen here, with all due respect, you can't tell me where I can go and where I can't go. I have the right to move freely.
Mm-hmm.
All right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not on probation. I'm not on parole.
Yeah.
I'm not charged with a new crime.
Yeah.
I'm not camping here. You guys took all our stuff.
Yeah.
So how you took it, and
when was this latest? Did they recently tell you not to be there again?
Yeah, when we got out of jail, he came back. So I'd say 7 days later after they arrested us.
Same officer came back.
Yeah, the one that read me my Miranda rights.
Uh-huh.
The chief of police came up and opened up the car door and read me my Miranda rights. All right, and I go, well, you know, that's cool. That's only like the second time I've ever been read my Miranda rights, though. You know? But I mean, for consistency, I mean, you're not too good. But you know, he did, and then he asked me, you know, if I knew why she said that, and well, when I was sitting there. And she was 15 feet away. She was on the phone. She got on her phone, and if she was like being recorded or something, I don't know if she was or not.
Yeah.
But it would sound like she was talking to us, and she asked the person on the phone to bring the dub down in the pipe like that. All right. And so all of a sudden, this younger girl, like as if it was her daughter or granddaughter or some relation, all right?
Yeah.
And comes and she goes over to the side on the ledge and she's doing something. And I look over, she gets back up and she goes over to her mom. I'm assuming it was her mom. I don't know if it was or not.
Yeah.
But she goes over to the older lady and she goes, she's like whispering to her, but she has her hand like that. And I can see the pipe and the white substance in a bag, all right? And going, what the fuck? And the older lady goes to her, put it in the pipe and melt it. All right, and I've never even touched either one of them. Their hands, nothing. Never got within their 3-foot radius. All right, of area, and I never even got up to stand up. And Robin was sweeping. And, you know, and then Robin was up on the parking lot. And, you know, it was like all of a sudden the cops are there and we're screwed. And that lady walked away, but I'd given her the 2 Sprites and she handed Robin $10 and then Robin handed it to me. All right. And the cop goes, why'd she give you $10? And I go, I guess because she felt we needed it, or maybe, you know, she paid for the Sprite. And he goes, well, you know, and I know that Sprite don't cost $10 here. And I go, you know, I don't know why she did, because she didn't hand it to me, 1, and 2, you know, it was like, well, maybe she just felt we needed some money.
So she gave the money to Robin?
Yeah, she had it to Robin to give to me, you know, and maybe she just felt that, you know, but Robin's hands were soaking wet too. Yeah. Because I handed the Sprites to her, and the water it was all water, you know, and so Robin's hands were sopping wet, and when she handed the Sprites to her, and so there was no contact. It was like this here. Yeah. You know, and the other lady had it anyways. You know, the older lady didn't have the dope on her, from what I knew. Okay, I seen the dope on the other one, and I seen the pipe. All right, and so now at this point, I don't know that when she walked away, I don't know that she's gotten pulled over, okay, or hemmed up or whatever. And so when they were arresting me, and they went and put me up on the parking lot, and the chief came over. That was a total shock to me. I didn't know, and he didn't identify himself. He just goes, "I'm going to read you your Miranda rights." Yeah. All right, and so I think that lady was trying to protect the younger lady, but the younger lady was under the older lady's direction because she was telling her to put it in the pipe, melt it and everything. Me and my friend, we don't even smoke.
Yeah. Well,
we don't even smoke. I haven't even drank alcohol in 14 years.
That's great.
So yeah, it is.
Well, thanks, Julie. We're gonna wrap it up probably just because it's about almost a half-hour video already. So I don't want to go too long here. I wish I could go, but yeah. Bottom line is, you were falsely accused. It sounds like, and taken to jail over that.
I kept telling him, and Robin kept yelling at him. You won't find nothing. You know, you don't have nothing. There's absolutely nothing.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing. And maybe we can get you an attorney if you need one. I don't know if you want one, but
yeah, I'd like
possibly.
One.
Yeah.
I'd definitely like one because my human rights, if not my civil rights, are being violated.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
and they kicked us out of the shelter.
Yeah.
So.
Really? Which one?
The Anaheim Way one.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's
a while back.
You did a video.
Yeah, I remember that.
So you know, it's like, you know, they put us out here and then they're doing this to us. So
yeah,
it's not, you know, it's no bueno.
Yeah, and so yeah, if you can, friends, please share the video. Do join Homeless Advocates for Christ on Facebook also, and pray for our friend here, Julie and Robin and others out here. Hopefully we can get them connected to me with an attorney too. But thanks for your prayers and support. And do join Homeless Advocates for Christ on Facebook once again. Share the video, like, subscribe. May God bless you all as you seek first His kingdom always. Bye-bye. Okay.